Hi, Jeff Mays here. In the last few months, I've really started to enjoy learning about something new. It's artificial intelligence, more commonly referred to as AI. And it all started one day when I was at an I Take the Lead meeting, and one of our members started talking about ChatGPT. Now, this was in January, and in November, ChatGPT had become a thing. They had gone public and they had started using and showing uh, things in public that previously was probably just done in test for people that were using AI. But all of a sudden it went crazy in November and things became public. Well, took me a few months, right? But I learned from my friend Marcus that AI was something that was interesting, and it became more and more interesting to me as I started to learn more about it. Now, I'm an insurance agent, I'm a coach, I do a lot of different things in those two businesses. But one of the things that I really enjoy doing is keeping up with new technology. So, this whole endeavor into AI has been really interesting for me and it's been fun. And I've really enjoyed it. I've spent a lot of hours now learning different things. And today, I wanted to help you to understand some ways that you can use this technology for your business. It's pretty cool that your kids can print things or they can make pictures or they can do a lot of things online. But, as an adult, sometimes we don't really look at things that way. Sometimes we look at it, well, it's kind of a nuisance. It's one more thing to learn. Maybe it's one more thing that you just don't have time for. But I think using AI will help you to save some time in your business. And once you understand a few basic things, I think it's important to learn a specific group of things that will help you do your daily job. So I wanted to start out with our agenda for today. And our agenda is going to be using three different forms of AI to go from where you are today to using and making a blog post and then also a social media post that includes a little small video, 30 second to 1 minute video that you can post on various social media sources. Now, I think to do that in an hour is something that I probably never could have done before. I probably would have taken 45 minutes at minimum to write a blog post, and probably longer than that if I tried to put something together visually, because I'm not that good at that sort of thing. So our agenda today is going to be we're going to use GPT-4 for blog. We're going to use 11 Labs for a voice creation for a voiceover. And we're going to use Pictory to make that short video that we can post to our various social media outlets. And then we'll have some time at the end for questions. It's gonna be a challenge to get through all this, and I'm gonna try to do it because I know I can do it in an hour when I'm doing it myself. But to be able to talk and to do things as quickly as that is all happening, well, it'll be a challenge. But we're gonna do it and we're gonna get done, I'm sure. So ChatGPT went public in 2022, November. Many other apps have come out, many of the things. I mean, every day when I have time and I can go on YouTube and I start looking at new stuff and listen to the videos and listen to the things that are happening, there's a lot of new stuff happening every day. And I think it's one of those things that you can probably use it as much or as little as you want to use. But it's one of those things that's going to be good if you use it in a way that'll save you time, money, and give you the ability to create better content, especially in your emails, your blog post, and even your social media post. So, with that said, let's get going. I'm going to just jump right into the idea here of doing this, and I need to switch screens. So we'll shut this one down and we'll come back to this. And I've got my three programs here open. And I've pre-designed some prompts. Now, prompts in this world are what you put into Chat GPT or GPT-4 in order to get a response. This is basically a chatbot, and the chatbot will give you information back that will help you to do whatever you want to do. You can type in about anything that you want, except illegal or whatever morally incorrect stuff. It will stop you and say we don't do that. So there is some control, not a lot, but there's some control on it. I'm going to use today, for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to use GPT-4, which is, I believe it's still paid. If you go into chat.openai.com or just openai.com, you can get signed up for this. The basic one is free, and that's, I believe, 3.5. It's been a couple months since I signed up. Anyway, the reason I'm going to use GPT-4 is that it has a little better reasoning. You look at 3.5, and reasoning's 3 stars, speed's fast, concise is 2, and then you get into GPT-4, and it's got better reasoning. It's not as fast, but it's definitely more concise. So that's the original GPT. It's kind of lower on all of them. So I'm going to go ahead and use 4 today, and we're going to use that for our experiment. I'm going to keep my little post over here, my little prompts over here on the other side so that they're not a problem. But by doing this, you don't have to watch me type, which, trust me, that's a blessing. So we're going to paste this in here. What I'm going to tell GPT-4 is that I'm a local business person. I'm in the insurance business. Portland, Vancouver is my target market. Tell them a little bit about what I'm doing. And then I want GPT-4 to act as a marketing consultant and tell me the best way to advertise my local business, gain new clients from the internet for the lowest cost. So I think every business owner wants something similar to that. We'll go ahead and get it started here. It's going to take a few minutes probably to type that whole thing, but it's going to give me some ideas that will be great ideas. And I can, key off that and build some more information with it. This is not the fastest part. If you use Chat GPT, you'd find this is probably done already, but the logic wouldn't be there. It would be very different, the answers. I've found that GPT-4 never gives you the same answer twice. So if I do this again later in our presentation, I would have different answers, and it would be slightly or even maybe largely different. One of the cool things about this platform, this program, is that you can continue to chat with it on and on. So even if you go away and you've saved that chat, you can see over on the left side, I've saved a bunch of chats, but you can go back to it and continue on. So this is going to give me 8 ideas of how I could build my business for online marketing. And I'm going to, just real quickly, build your SEO up, do content marketing, which is, we all know that is blog posts. It includes infographics, videos, email marketing, build an email list. So we need to do that. That's a great idea. Social media marketing, obviously, that's a big deal. Online reviews and testimonials, partnership and referral programs. Well, that's kind of what we do with I Take the Lead, too. So that's a good thing. Online directories and local listings. We got to get listed in those. And then pay-per-click advertising. I'm not sure I want to do advertising right yet. I want to get some good content before I do that. Okay, so I'm just going to ask our chatbot here. I'm going to tell him that he did a good job, and I appreciate that. And now I'm going to ask him to, or her, I'm not sure which it is, right, to tell me about content marketing and get me some ideas. What should I do? And it's going to tell us, some content marketing. Going to use your expertise. It's going to give us a really nice idea here of what to do next. So it's going to talk about the things we need to do are educational articles, case studies. That's stuff that's happened in our business that we can talk about without, you know, giving up the customer's name probably. Infographics, which are nice visually appealing things you can post either on your website or in social media. Video content, produce short informational videos. That's what we're going to do today. And then interviews and expert opinions. Those are always fun. I've done a few of those with customers in the past, and they're always fun because you get to do a lot of cool things with it. So then it's also talking about list and, you know, like the top 10 tips for choosing home insurance. Here's news and updates and seasonal marketing. This goes on. It'll go to 10 items, I think, probably. And when you get the 10 items, that will stop. It's obviously thinking, scary thought, right? But it's thinking through each answer and it's making sure it responds properly. So I think to me, that's just the most interesting part of this. If I did this again tomorrow in a new chat, it would certainly be different again. So once that's been generated, I'm going to say, okay, here's my deal. I want to take and make a marketing plan for my business where I'm going to make 3 posts a week, 3 days a week for the next 30 days. I need a plan. So here we go. And it's going to come back and say, here's your 30-day marketing plan, 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And it's going to go through the whole month. Give me some ideas of different things that I can post that I can expand on. And we'll take one of those and make a blog post out of it. And then it's going to talk about, you know, the different things that we were talking about. You know, there's a travel one that's going to be seasonal content, which is talking about summer. Um, Commercial insurance. I'm getting the whole gamut here because I said I sell all types of insurance. If you said I sell life insurance, everything would be more keyed to that. But I kind of left it as a wide open one. So again, I've pre-engineered these prompts that I'm using, and I used this prompt last time I did this. And this prompt is one that is, you know, I want to make a post. I want to make a um, blog post, an educational article, which is a blog post. And, you know, maybe I'll, rather than using that one, let's see if I've got one here that understanding life insurance, 5 essential. Let's use this one right here. I'm just going to change this. I'm going to go 5 essential tips for um, auto insurance. That sounds like a good post today. So I'm just going to copy and paste that in there. And then I'm going to take and tell it to keep the post, let's say 300 words, just so it's a little bit quicker. And we can make it 500 or 600 or 1,000, whatever you want. But keep it light, informal, right at a seventh grade level so my customers can understand. Avoid insurance jargon where possible. You know, I want to keep this pretty, pretty good. So we're going to go down here now, and it's going to give us our 300-word blog. Now, whenever you use the output of this, I suggest you go in and proofread it. Make sure it's correct, because sometimes things aren't correct. And the other thing you want to do is change it a little bit. There are detectors out there that will detect that something's been written with AI. And what I've seen lately, anyway, with GPT-4, it's most of it is they can't detect whether it was or not. So it gives you like an indefinite. We're not sure if it was or not, which could be a problem in some cases. If you're writing your high school term paper, it would be. But you know, the best thing to do is just go change things. There's a lot of extra words sometimes in here, and what I try to do is I'll just copy and paste this into my Word, and I'll just go edit it and change things. There are those detectors, and I won't go into all those right now. But if you searched AI detector, it would tell you, you know, you could feed it in there, paste it in, and it would tell you the score, whether it was generated by AI or not, what percentage they think it happened. one of the guys at ChatGPT made a detector, so I use that one just because it should know if it's been created by them, because he developed the algorithm. So this has given us a nice blog post here. It's telling us about know your state's requirements. It looks like, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it looks like the words are pretty, there's nothing complicated. There's not a whole lot of jargon in here. And it looks like what I asked for. So I'm pretty happy with that. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to make a summary of this that I can use for my social media post. And I want that little summary so I don't have to, try to pull it apart myself. So I'm just going to say, can you generate a summary of this article in a few lines for social media? Boom. Going to do that, give us a little summary. It's going to give us some, makes sense. And it's going to give us a little emoji or two in there usually. And also a couple of hashtags. So we just link, all we have to do is link the blog post website where we're doing our blogs. And then two more things I'm going to do before I go. One is I'm going to make a 30-second script, because I'm going to make a 30-second video. So I want to make a 30-second script that I can use for a social media post. And it will give us a little script here. It's going to give us more than I want. I don't necessarily want it to tell me music and hosts and all this stuff, but I want these words that are here. So we'll go ahead and get those up. Once it's done doing that, it's going to tell us that, boom, we're about done. So 30 seconds is about how long it would take to read this. Maybe it didn't get the 30-second part. Seems like it's writing way more than 30 seconds. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it fades out. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this. You can use this little, in fact, I'll use it. You can use this little guy right here, copy and paste. I'm going to take that and use it in a minute. Actually, I'm going to come back to that. So I want to do one more thing before I go out of GPT-4. And that is I want to take and make the headline, and I want to make the hashtags for the post. So I've got everything done all at once. So I'm just going to go in and say, write an SEO optimized headline and the 5 best hashtags for this post. And boom, there's that. Here we go. So it's going to create the hashtags. I told it 5. If you just said hashtags, it would create more than 5. I've seen it create 20, which is a lot. So anyway, so now I'm going to go grab this. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go into the second program that I'm using, and that's going to generate a voiceover for this. Now I've gone in here and done the voice lab, and it's obviously the company's 11 Labs, and I've made my own, synthesized my own voice. It's been cloned. This is the reason I do this is that I could have somebody else. Maybe I had a virtual assistant or had somebody else doing this process for me. I could have them do it, but I still get my voice on the video that we're going to do. So I think that's something I want to do. You don't have to, right? You could use somebody else's voice, or you could just read it. There's a lot of ways you could do it, but in my mind, it made sense that I just make it that way. So I'm going to edit this and try to get down to 8 or 9 lines. Each time I put a period, it's going to stop, and going to give us like a break in the voice. So we want to make sure we do that. And finish it up with head on over to our blog at the Maze Agency and get consonants, like you're well protected. Okay. So I've got, I don't know, what, 8 lines there, probably 7 lines. And I'll make a nice little voice over here. I think it sounds pretty good. I could sit here and would normally play with it for another 2 or 3 minutes and get it going, but we'll just use that. It sounds pretty good. We're going to generate the voice file.
Are you feeling overwhelmed when it comes to choosing the right auto insurance policy? There are so many options and it can be tricky to find the perfect fit. Don't worry, we've got your back. In our latest blog post, we share 5 essential tips to help you navigate the world of auto insurance. We'll guide you through understanding your state's requirements, comparing quotes, and much more. So buckle up, because we're about to take the stress out of finding the right auto insurance policy. Head on over to our blog to get started and drive with confidence knowing you're well protected.
Okay, so now I've gotten the voice file made. I'm just going to go ahead and download it. I'll just keep it down here in my tray, and we're going to use that in just a minute. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this and copy what I used. So I've got the words that match the copy, and I'm going to go into this little program called Pictory. Now, all these programs, they have a free version and then they have a paid version. In this particular case, I'm going to post a link that if you decide to do this, you can get 20% off if you use my link. It helps us both. It reduces my cost a little bit and it reduces your cost by 20%. So if you use it, decide to use it, just use that link. It'd be really cool. So I'm just going to take script to video. You can do a lot of different things. You could take an article and make a video out of it. You could take videos and change the text. You can do visuals to video. I'm going to use the basic program that takes script to audio. I paste that. I'm going to go back and do one thing real quick that I want to match this just for my sake, so I remember what I'm doing. I want to match this headline with it. So let's go copy and paste that. And sometimes you got to use Control V to get it in there. Okay, so now that's in there. So this program is really pretty powerful. It can do a lot of things. What I'm going to do is just make a quick little 40-second video. I don't like it to highlight words, so I'm going to take that out of there. I've built this for my own sake. I've built it with a couple of templates so that I can do this pretty quickly. So once I get the words in there the way I want them, I just click the proceed button. Here's my template that I use for insurance is right here. I'm going to select that. I want one by one. You can make it in any format you want. I usually put it in one by one because it will go into Google Shorts and it'll also go into Instagram. And it doesn't look bad on Facebook. So, depending where you're going to post, you want to get the right size. You can come back and regenerate those. It's pretty easy to do. This will take a minute or two usually, depending how busy the system is. And what it's doing is it's trying to come up with visuals that will match the words that I have asked it to know there. And I'm probably not going to go through and change each visual right now, but it will come up with these visuals and, it's going to have different things on here. It's got the option to put an intro and an outro, and I think for the sake of time, we won't do that. And I'm not going to go change all the visuals in here, but I can. I'll change one just so, well, some of these are okay. But it'll try to match things. I have no idea what that is. Oh, it's a back. It's a spine. You chiropractors, you'll love that. There's a picture of a spine. Okay. So we've got your back. So maybe just something. We'll put this guy in here. We'll just change that. Don't worry, we've got your back. Okay. Come back down and change, or at least look at all these. So here's the tips. Here's we'll guide you through understanding your state's requirements. So if I said, okay, maybe I want to just put Washington State in there, or maybe just a picture. Let's put a picture of a capital in there. That way, it kind of gives you an idea of what requirements any state could be. and then we'll come back. Buckle up. You're about to take the stress. Okay, so let's get somebody buckling up. I think that's a better description. So we could change these. I mean, you can spend as much time doing this as you want, but I think the let's use this baby. That looks kind of cute. Use this little guy, and then let's see. Probably got one more to go. Scene 7. Head on over to our blog. Confidence 9. Okay, I want this guy to be reading a blog versus sitting there. So I'll just type in reading a blog. Okay. So I've used this girl before. I like her. She's a good demonstration. Somebody walking on the street reading a blog that might get run over. No, let's not say that. That's not cool, Jeff. So the next thing I would normally do is I go and do the branding because it will give me the outro and the intro. And I'm not, well, let's see what I've got here. Maybe I'll use them. There's the intro. Um, what was our 5 tips for choosing perfect auto insurance? 5 tips. I can't type. I told you that, right? For somebody that types all day, that's really what an insurance agent does. It seems like you're on the keyboard all day. I don't type very well. And I think it goes back to the days when I was in typing class in high school. I didn't do very good. You can type 20 words a minute. Okay, so we got our intro slide here, and let's get that bad boy up here. He's back over here. There's our intro. We got the folks looking at. We're going to change that so it looks like the rest of it. Put the little thing down there, little graphic, and then we're going to go to the back to branding and the outro. There's a lot of things you can do with this program to spice up your video, but I think for today, I just want to show you a couple basic things. I'm going to do the same thing here. I've got my check out our blog post. Let's change that to where that looks the same. Now what I'm going to do, and it may take too long, but I'm going to come in here and put the audio in. I've got, I know some of the music that I like. There's one called Sunday Morning that's light and airy, and it's a good one. So we'll get it to find that, and we use that. So I can test all these different music. These are all fine to use. These are all not copywritten. So anything with pictures or audio is all good. I'm going to go in and put a voiceover in. I can use whoever's voice. In my case, I've already got the voice on the voiceover, so I'm going to upload it. It's going to take the voiceover I made and stick it in here. I'm going to use this for the entire video, and it's not going to cover the outro and the intro because I didn't put those 2 things in there. So let's say no. That's going to create a quick one, hopefully. Sometimes this takes a while, but by doing this, depending how busy the AI is, here we go. Are you feeling overwhelmed when it comes to choosing the right auto insurance policy? There are so many options, and it can be tricky to find the perfect fit. Don't worry, we've got your back. In our latest blog post, we share 5 essential tips to help you navigate the world of auto insurance. We'll guide you through understanding your state's requirements, comparing quotes, and much more. So buckle up, because we're about to take the stress out of finding the right auto insurance policy. Head on over to our blog to get started and drive with confidence knowing you're well protected. Okay, so that's created the preview. And once we're done with the preview, we're just going to close that out and say that's good. And then I would go ahead and generate the, the little post here. And I'm going to use video. It sounded pretty good, I think. Now, this can take 3 to 5 minutes. Once it gets to this point, I usually just say run in the background. And when it's done, it will email me the link to the video and I can download it. And that's really in, 30, 35 minutes. That's really how you can go from a idea for a marketing plan into building a blog post into building a social media post to promote that blog post. And that post that'll probably be up on my website on the blog pretty quick. So I'll get that done. But anyway, that's where we're at today. I just wanted to give you that long, uh, drawn out process so that you could see how I do it. And obviously, you can do it yourself any other way that you want. But this is a good way to use AI to create our uh, not only blog post but also a social media little video that we can use for doing what we do. I think for me anyway, I was blogging very seldom, and it really was a pain in the rear end. And since I've been using this, I've been blogging a lot more, and it's not, such a pain in the butt. But it's something that's really been helpful. If I go and look at I'll just show you real quick. If I go and look at my YouTube channel, I've got a number of these posted up there, and I'm getting more subscribers all the time from it, which I think is cool. But if I go to my channel and I look at what's here and I just go to shorts, because these are all pretty much shorts, you can see that I've got quite a few views. I mean, some of them depends. That was probably on Sunday. Not as many people look at them on Sunday. I'm getting usually 100 or more views. Some of them I'm getting a lot more than that. As that AI, I didn't put the hashtags in, which I should have, but as that AI gets better, it seems to just work better and better. Now, for me, I've been posting these short videos for quite a while. Um, Previously, I was doing it with myself in it, right? And the videos were getting very few views. It's sad to say, but I think an AI generated social media video can get 100 times more views than I can personally. Huh, I'll admit it. This one was interesting. I just, for fun, I changed the headline on it. And, insurance tips for buying a new car versus insurance. Congratulations on the new car. The two videos are identical, but just the headline's different. So I'm playing with this, doing, I guess, what you call beta testing, A/B testing, trying to do some stuff that's interesting, just to see how it works. Right? I think it's a good thing. So I have done something that I'd like you to join me with. And if you're interested in knowing more about all this, I made a Facebook group, and the Facebook group is right here. Facebook groups AI for your business, or BIZ biz. And that's anybody can join that. So I'd love to have you join it, and we can share more tips. We can talk about it. I'd like it to be a collaborative effort to learn more about AI. And as each of us learn, we can post our experiences and come up with how it's going for us so that we can share with others and help each other grow. There's a whole world out there in prompt engineering right now that people are getting hired to be prompt engineers so they get the right results. So we can share prompts, we can share all kinds of things that will help us. Oh, and by the way, this picture of the little robot shaking hand, I couldn't find one on the internet, so I went into Bing, and Bing has through their chat now, they have the ability to build a picture, and it's wild. I mean, I built 20 different pictures, kept refining it until I got what I wanted. But the fact that you've got a guy shaking hands with a robot standing on Main Street was what my basic picture was. And I kept refining the color of the suit, the color of the robot. Anyway, it's amazing what you can do with this stuff. I think it's fun. If you dig into it, it's educational, but it's also a great way to do things. No matter what you decide to do or how you decide to do it, the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. That's a Walt Disney quote. I think it's a great quote about creativity and doing something new. So truly, with AI, with everything that's out there today, it's changing every day. The sky is the limit. And I think that limit is truly in your mind and the minds of other people as we start to use more and more of these things to save us time. It's going to give us more and more time to do other things. And that's really what I'm looking forward to is spend a little less time on my work and a little more time doing the things that are really meaningful in life. And as I have more experiences in life, I know that work's not everything. And I hope you do too. I hope you'll enjoy the Facebook group. Please join. Just jump on there and join the group, and then we can talk some more. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. I hope you have a great day and you have a great time with your AI. Talk to you soon.